yeah, or that World War One, but yeah.
They're finally released, like, the longest time we can only find this with, like, the English dub, which is actually great. Because the main problem with that, Bandai Japan is like, no, we don't want to release that over here because they can get the DVDs cheaper in America. They were afraid that Japanese consumers were just going to buy the American DVDs really cheap and then just watch them. Because the box set over there for that whole thing would be like $250. I saw like a 24-episode set for $250. I mean, the series has not aged terribly well. There's a lot of episodes where they seem to do nothing. A lot of fillers. You gotta go find salt. There's a lot of really bad animation quality. Always.
The one with the bombs, where they put the bombs on the artist. Okay, this is that's like my favorite episode.
I love it. We put the bombs on the Gundam. Then we're gonna watch him take the bombs off the Gundam. Literally in the bushes watching and like, yeah, he's taking the bombs off the Gundam.
And then they go and like say, no. Like, hi, you took the bomb.
And then they show up and like, hey, you just took the bombs off the Gundam.
Like Gundam movies, like they take out like all the stupid stuff, but they take out a lot of awesome stuff too.
They also can't pronounce.
Who's that really old new type who showed up? Again?
Oh yeah, I know.
The old guy, General Revel.
Crab thing.
The old guy.
I think so, yeah, because I thought they were talking about General Revel because they thought he was a new type.
Like everyone else would get a personality. All she is like.
A lot of the background material you can find in the writings because they have the whole thing with Johnny written. Like, well, it's just like Star Wars, how there's like expanded universe, and there's just like every character has like miles and miles of backstory written about them if you really want to look into it. Like Dozle is probably one of the Dozle has his own version of Zaku, and they actually I think they sell the Zaku with the axe that's like 3 times the size of the Zaku. And Dozle is inexplicably like just 9'8". Yeah, he's just huge. That's why he made the
He basically looks like a non-green Frankenstein.
There's
take offense to that. My name is actually Frankenstein.
There's a green ripoff with Dozle just as a green monster.
You don't.
They just color him green, and it's just a monster.
You don't really see much of him except when he's angry. Like most of the time, he's usually really angry.
Yeah.
No,
except near.
This is the Korean version.
Oh wow! Oh my god!
Afro is really Char in this, even though he's not blonde. You can find it at Walmart for like $1.
Really? Oh man.
There's a great YouTube video of it. It's in Thai, but it's the Korean animation is really special. It's pretty great.
Okay, we need to keep.
How did Goku make a hot daughter?
But yeah, there's some of the designs. Okay, I'm more wondering how did Dozle impregnate a woman without killing her? Just 12 feet tall in the series, and they just don't even bother explaining it. It's just like twice the size of the
Some people don't know what UC even is.
If Dozle was in charge of we can only hope.
Big sound, bigger sound.
Yeah. Again,
Dozle Gundam.
Oh shit. So let's keep this bubble. Okay, but again, that was Gundam.
Cancel. Let's hit the big point.
Canceled, and then it just meandered, for a year. But the toys became really popular, especially among model kits. Especially the model kits became really popular, especially among girls. And eventually, you got to go ahead to do theatrical movies, which sums up the original series in just 3 movies. If you don't like bad animation and you want to get through the series, watch the movies. I suggest. Because you can get through it. Like it's really hard to do anything with UC without seeing the original, but you don't have to go through the 43 episodes. You can just watch the movies, and you get a great basis for the UC. And if you love the movies, you can go back and try to watch. And the great thing is, once you watch the original, then you can like branch off. You can either choose to go to Zeta, you can go to like 0080, you can go to 0083. You can go ahead and you Shark Counterattack, which I think is a better captain movie than anything else. Yeah.
You have to watch Zeta.
The ending is very perplexing, though. It makes no sense.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
skip the no. MS Glue.
Oh yeah, the CG.
Yeah, chronologically. MS Glue. Keep the open index, but MS Glue is great because you get to see the. It can be really boring. It's like if you really like the ships, it's great. The last episode of the 6th, when you get to see the actual Battle of Alaku, is right. I mean, there's some like cool stuff about it, but it's almost like Gundam porn. You really have to just love all like the machines and the kits. bad. Or else you're just gonna find it the most boring thing ever. You get but if you like it, you're gonna love it.
You get to see the Battle of Loom, which where he gets his reputation just shooting down battleships. Yeah, because they have this prototype, and then they're like, "Oh, it works! It shut down a battleship."
Yeah.
Char just flies in and it's Doctor 2 and knocks down 3. They're like, "Scrapping that now."
Oh yeah, that's
Sorry, I can't.
But yeah, it's just a so they do one with the Zeons at first. They're doing one with the Betties.
Well, this thing too is all about the Federation.
Yeah. The next one's all about the Federation.
Of all like their failed machines before they get out the Gundam.
Yeah. You get to see the gun tank though in action.
Which is
Gun Tank 2.
Yeah.
and this is also all CG, so it's
all
not.
CG. It looks really good though. I hate
Yeah.
CG animation mixed with stuff.
Ever seen English? It's not bad. Yeah. It's interesting too. Oh.
Yes!
Yeah.
Hate them S teams. It's the Vietnam War of Gundam.
There's also like out of any Gundam, it's probably the least amount of space you ever get. You get
one battle.
You get one episode, and you get a pretty cool Ball versus Zaku.
Yeah. You get to see the ball useful for once.
Except with like those crossbow side stories, you actually get to see the Ball like destroying things.
Well, that was the ball. That was the ball that had the big Gundam.
It's a ball that they paint as a Gundam head.
No, he actually like puts a Gundam head on it,
Yeah.
and then he shoots the head off it.
Yeah.
You see these guns, they're like, "Oh, the Gundam's destroyed. We've taken care of it." They fly out, they see the real Gundam, they're like, "Wait a second, it's not there." And then sometimes they see that, they're like, "That head's bigger than reported."
That's how they explain why they what the hell it was.
But this was only 12 episodes, but it was branched out over a long time.
I mean, this pretty much started when B was ending, and it didn't finish until Turn A was starting.
And you can expect that for Unicorn.
Well, you know, with Unicorn it should be a lot faster. This, the director died. The director died in the middle. They stopped for a while. There's actually 13 episodes. Why did you say there's 12?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
My bad. The new type episode? Like the kids episode? The kids?
Oh, no. The kids episode. The epilogue.
Yeah. I love that episode.
Everyone else hates it. I thought that was pretty good.
No, I like it.
I like
That's the one guy he's been right.
the BB.
I didn't know it existed until I actually bought it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it's the decision on how good the last episode is split. You either love it or don't.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I love it.
I hate Miguel.
I didn't like 8MSD because it just seemed a bit too fantastical for me to Vietnam Gundam. Like, yes, I understand they do that, but like, they get themselves in such horrible situations, and they always seem to get out of it.
You see Aga just be amazing. I mean, the animation quality is fantastic with it. The ending and opening songs are some of the most popular music they have in Japan now. They're always ranked in the top 100 to this day. It's up there. Yeah, we checked recently. Yeah, we got. Personally, I don't like it, but I'm going to.
It wasn't like the first Gundam where there was one of the few types that had actual soldiers out the Gundam.
Yeah, this is supposed to be not like the new types.
Oh, double A.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right, but this is supposed to be like not the new type. These aren't like the super aces. These are like normal soldiers, but they are still pretty good. I mean, Jira's still a good pilot.
And they even go through like problems like when they run out of parts to repair, they just take some GM parts.
Slap it together.
Yeah, Norris and the
Who is
Ghost.
probably one of my favorite envy aces.
He doesn't get enough credit.
He doesn't get enough credit, but he's definitely. Oh no, we're not doing that.
no, just go over it. For God's sakes. Thank you.
6 episodes. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Yeah. Wait, how many people have seen 080 in here? Oh, we.
No. If there's even one, I don't want to talk about it because, like, when you see that, like, I don't want to ruin that for anybody.
Well, I mean, being as vague as possible, what don't you want to ruin? Are we talking about the ending?
Okay, I heard that.
Oh, the ending.
I heard that hamburgers isn't actually the proper translation.
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
But it really isn't. It annoyed me when I was watching. I'm like, where did this joke come from?
But no,
Fantastic story.
The main character was terrible.
Nanny task.
Anyway, 0080 is more in the pocket. It's a 6-episode OVA. It's actually more about the civilian side of things.
You get to see this.
You get to see more to see on side in this one. It has Chris, the redhead there, who's one of my waifus. She pilots the Alex.
Gundam that was made for Amuro that never got to.
Why it's called Alice?
Well, no, it was. Yeah.
And Bernie, the blonde-haired Xeon pilot. And then it's about the kids mostly. It is about the kids slowly dealing with terrible war and how they deal with it, how they see people die.
But they're normal kids. They think it's all amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they do use bullets.
There's a chance they find bullets on the ground. They're like, oh, these are bullets. Oh my god. Maybe these killed them.
Well, like, when you're a kid, though, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, if you give, like, any little kid, like, I don't care, like, how you're like, oh, it's the media. Like, if you give, like, any little kid thing, they will figure out how to shoot, hurt, maim their brother when
Even with arguments.
I was going to say, yeah, I remember when I was a little kid, being on the Air Force Base, we actually had a couple of soldiers, they were firing the M16s, they were firing blanks, still firing M16s. All of us little boys up there are circling around there, trying to grab the shell casings, rolling them in the puddles so that they don't hurt our hands when we try to touch them. And we're just going around, oh my god, really big at M16.
See, accuracy in film.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like that crafty Steve Irwin War Doctor.
Also, there's one thing I have to say. Chris is a terrible pilot.
Yes, she is.
By far the most technologically advanced piece of machinery during the entire war, and she lost to Azaku.
Who picked her? I'd like to know.
Lost to a novice
Remember, it
pilot
was
in
made for
Azaku.
Amuro.
It was Azaku custom. Just so we're clear. It was 1.5 times faster than your average stock.
Sorry, okay, you're not going to
No, it wasn't right. But it gives us the camphor too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Who designed, wait, no, this is the Macross, right?
Yeah.
That's how he did the photos.
He did a
So the camera.
Basically, the thing is that this is one of those series where it's 6 episodes and there's 3 fights in it, and
You don't even know these.
I was gonna say the thing is that it's not really about it's not about the fights in the mobile suits. It's sort of about this like politics. It's like a very almost Cold War type scenario for those 3 or 4 episodes. Would you say?
Yeah.
Because like just to give the general plot is that somebody sum up the general plot here because I'm trying to.
Basically, how it works is the little boy, you can see the picture in the middle, he gets mixed up with these Xenon pilots, and he's like, oh, this is so cool, he gets to look at the camera because little kids love war. And
Just won't spoil it.
I won't, but I hate spoilers too. And so he convinces him to let him work for them as like a spy or whatever that he was a little kid for. They just sort of humor him, but then like throughout the whole experience, he kind of starts to realize that war is not just fun and games. It's not like cowboys and Indians and we pretend to shoot each other. People actually die. He kind of comes to realize that it's more mature than they were treated.
It's definitely like because even in the original, some people say like, well, it looks at both sides of the war, but in the original, I mean, Xenon are essentially just Nazis.
Yeah.
In this one, they're much more human. Like, with the exception of like Colonel Kill, like they have the
Colonel Killing.
Like Colonel Kill them.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm just gonna nuke this out of the way colony for no reason.
Kills his commander. Doesn't care. Sorry. Did anybody else notice like the captain on the English dub had the most Germanic accent? No one else had it, but he did. It just
I don't think I've heard
like when they're sending out the first vessel, he's like special forces, and it's just his voice is like he's like the only German guy they have.
If you haven't seen it, it's in the dealer's room for like $20.
It is spectacular.
Oh, this is also this one is like the first Gundam not directed by Tino. So it's like the first Gundam with good direction. It's only 20 in the dealer's room. It's a perfect Christmas series.
Oh yeah.
It takes place during Christmas.
All right. So just to sum up,
Such a happy
I go into the holiday with that.